One of the most important skills that you and I can cultivate in building a great life, a life that is the soil that produces 30, 60, or 100-fold, is the idea of creating capacity, of eliminating low value things from our life so that we can double down and focus on the high value things that we're uniquely called to be involved in. If you don't, you will ultimately end up sloppy busy. I can't stand the sloppy busy feeling in my life. I find a lot of people, particularly when they move into a new season, maybe empty nesting season, is things come along that they just trip into. Volunteer roles and board roles. How many people have been invited onto boards where they're, one of 12 people on a board or 20 people on the board? It's good, but it's not great. And what I've heard them say is, my life feels sloppy busy. And sloppy busy is when you don't have a clear pathway to eliminate the low value things and then continually overlap the high value things together. So the place where you start, of course, is getting clear on who you are and the work you're called to be involved in, your personal calling or mission. But with that in hand, then you look at every commitment you make and you ask yourself, is this a high value? Is this high return on life, or is it low value? And you have a systematic way to say no. We have a tool that we've used throughout the Halftime Institute, Linda and I use in our lives, where we list all of our commitments regularly, at least once a year. We score them based on hard impact, growth, obligation, and we ask ourselves which ones score low that we need to eliminate from our life. One of the things that happens over time is you just keep adding small commitments, particularly in your family, where kids get involved in dance and then music lessons and then choir and then soccer. And I remember when our kids were teenagers, we created a family day. This was a day that we intentionally just said, we're going to be together as a family. We're not going to do other things. And they complained. They were like, none of our friends have a family day. This is the silliest thing. Don't you know that I got this or that? And now at this season, they have their own families and they talk about family day and how valuable that was. Sometimes leadership is the art of disappointment. That you have to lead through other people's disappointment to eliminate clutter from your life. So I've eliminated a lot of things. I have to continually eliminate things. One of the struggles I have is that I love what I do so much, I could continue to say yes to the people that I will serve and coach, and you can't do that. You have to find a way to filter out the people that you're going to serve. You can't serve 8 billion people on this planet. Once you've gone through and edited your life, then look at the things that remain and overlap them. So for example, I used to spend 30 minutes a day sitting, reading my Bible and praying. And then I would go biking because I try to stay in great shape. And then I realized I can bike and pray at the same time. It's actually some of the best prayer time. I remember thinking, I need to build deeper friendships 20 years ago. And I found a hard time to build deep, intimate friendships into a busy life with kids and all the business activities plus ministry. And I realized, look, I go to the gym 3 times a week and do strength training. My best friend loves going to the gym too and working out. And so 25 years ago, Randy and I started working out together, and we lift weights 3 times a week. Sometimes people make fun of us because we're like, walking around the gym, talking, chit-chatting with each other. We're getting a 2-for-1. You and I need to look for 2-for-1s and 3-for-1s. What are all the things that are high value in our life that we could put together that fit together like that, like biking and praying, working out with a close friend? When you're intentional about it, you wouldn't believe how much freedom you can find from the things you leave behind. So my encouragement to you is find a way to systematically look through the things you're committed to in your life, score them based on how valuable they are to you, and then eliminate the low value things. Peter Drucker called this planned abandonment. He encouraged companies to regularly, if not annually, go through all the things they do, all the products they sell, the customers they serve, and eliminate the lowest value ones so that they could focus on the high value ones and they get a much better return on investment. The same is true in my life. When I focus on the high value things, I get much better return on life. So I want to expand on one thought. What is high value and what's low value? When I think about high value, it's not some kind of prestigious thing or a place where you're recognized and people applaud you. It might be, but it's not thinking that way. More, it's thinking about what club memberships do I have that are actually not adding a lot of value to my life, that are just cluttering up my life? Or what mastermind groups am I part of that I'm really not contributing to, or I'm not part of, or board roles, or you just think about volunteer roles that you play that you've been invited into, you do because of obligation, but you don't see that your core contribution is making a big difference in that environment. I would call that a low value thing. Look for those things that are high value, where it directly aligns with your strengths, it's making the difference that you want, and it brings joy to you, and you can see it blessing other people's lives. Imagine if your entire life was focused on those high value things. And remember that there are times when we're called to just be compassionate. And it may not seem high value, but it's right in front of you, and we're told to serve those that are suffering. And so sometimes I just jettison this whole idea of building high value and cutting low value and serve an immediate need, because I feel like that's what I'm prompted to do. So there's freedom in this, that you and I are looking for ways to build into this high value things in our life and continuously eliminate low value things in our life with the freedom to spontaneously meet the needs of those that might be right around us.